Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops. Won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
The Pampas,
and elite wish we go away.
because we are
real and direct.
no interest owns us.
And we have no interest but
The truth.
Together we are exposing
corruption.
Together we will reform criminal justice.
Together,
we are fighting violence
Against women and children.
We here at
Kandit.
will shine the light.
On every corner of darkness.
Together, we are giving a voice
to the voiceless.
And forgotten.
Stay lit.
Together.
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 Together. Together.
We are giving a voice to the voiceless and forgotten.
We are Kandit News Group.
Half a day and welcome to our unnamed show. I'm Johnny Rosario.
I'm Denise Pangolina.
I'm Sandra Regis-Seal.
Thank you for joining us. We are on YouTube. If you could share it on your streams wherever you have social media, Twitter, Facebook, where else? Instagram.
Yeah,
We're trying this show out tonight. We don't have a name. Maybe in the comments you can give us some ideas of what we should name our show. This evening we will be talking about the governor's fourth story into the procurement debacle they have going on over there, the illegalness of those payments. And their illegal legal counsel.
Yeah.
So actually the Post. The Post had an article today regarding the governor's. What is it?
Her next story.
Her other story. So this is another story. And if you go to the Post, it was published today at, where is it? Here we go. Published today, 20 hours ago, and this is what it says. Governor Lulian Guerrero said the purchasing and procurement of quarantine facilities was the responsibility of Guam Homeland Security. When we saw there was a need for a quarantine facility, the procurement started with the Homeland Security. The involvement of the legal counsel was to negotiate the terms and conditions, and he did that, the governor said during her press conference yesterday. So the Post just did the story today on that. I'm getting a message.
But you should read it. It's ridiculous.
So, So what do you think about the fourth story? Carlo Branch has a story. Definitely. Legal counsel has many stories blaming GHRA, Mary Rhodes, as well as the Homeland Security.
I just don't understand why they just can't tell the truth. I mean, gee.
Because what they did was illegal.
Yeah.
I know, but
and
what they did was illegal. There is nothing in paper, nothing on black and white that the Homeland Security had anything to do with the governor's illegal counsel procuring that
hotels.
Pacific Star Hotel, which has a $32 million mortgage
through Bank of Guam,
which happened in 2016. And just to remind you, Senator Jim Moylan asked him under oath if he knew about that mortgage, and he lied. When that mortgage was taken out in 2016, and Hyen was...
He worked there,
He was working at Bank of Guam at the time as their illegal counsel.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And I'm not sure how he can work in the private sector under them as a lawyer when he can't pass the bar on Guam.
He don't have a license. And then remember when we were watching the overview?
And
he was like, he said, "This maybe you should ask somebody who's more educated."
Smarter I'm pretty sure there's someone smarter in here. You're damn right.
Everybody who's paying attention is smarter than him.
So
there he is.
Mary Rhodes called him out. He, if you guys are wondering why nothing is going on, nothing's happening with the AG's office, okay? And that's because they're best friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about conflict of interest across the board. If this was any other place, the indictments would be rolling out just one after another.
The whole administration is nothing but a conflict of interest.
Guys who are new here to YouTube, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Could you please subscribe to Kandit's channel?
Yes, please.
Because we haven't decided how many nights a week we are going to do this. We're still getting it together while Kandit is also moving to our new office. So there's a lot going on over here. We've been really busy. So
busy.
Thank God for Denise and Sandra, who are willing to take a stand against what's right and what's wrong.
Times are changing. People need to wake up and speak up.
Guam is going to change.
Have to change.
We have been due for a change for
So
decades.
I have a question.
Sure.
So you guys been on the show for about a week already, right? How do you guys feel? Do you feel like personally, how do you feel? And maybe we can get some of the feedback that you've gotten from your your
ahead, you
friends,
can
your
start.
family.
No, I love this show.
You do.
I mean, because, all the other news reporters, they report what's given to them, the news. But you guys investigate and you guys dig down, and that's what we need. That's what we need here on our island.
I've got a lot of positive feedback from my family, and they're just like my nephew wrote to me and said, "Thank you for being the voice of our family." Because a lot of them work for the government, so they can't just flat out say anything because they're afraid of the backlash that's going to happen. Well, I personally don't care because we elected you. You work for us, and I think her administration, they all forget that they work for us. Some of them senators. Everybody pay attention to what's been happening since this whole beginning, even before COVID, and pay attention because election time is coming up, and it's time to clean house.
Amen.
Amen.
So I, let me just tell you, I'm very grateful that you guys are here. I love that we all have our own views on what's going down, and and I love maybe if we do have different views, but I love convincing you guys to look through my lens. Like, okay, I know you feel that way, but check it out.
Let me
This is what I
change
think.
you. Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, I started watching you guys. My sister is actually the one who said something. Hi, Ash.
Hi, Ash.
But I was like, really, Kandit? And the first time I watched it, I was like, I went back and started watching your guys' videos.
I didn't start seeing your name until your sister was, over there.
Quarantine. Yeah, she actually is the one that told me. She was like, you need to watch Kandit News. Because I got tired of watching the same thing, hearing the same thing on like KUAM. The Post, they catch a lot of backlash because what's his name, Nick? Nick Delgado, he asks the tough questions. He tries to, and he's always getting stonewalled and embarrassed by the governor. She treats him like
I don't
a
think Nick's
decoration.
embarrassed. I think Nick knows what he's doing.
Yep.
I like
He
Nick.
wants to get the truth out, and
He totally does what he's. I pay attention to the Post, but as far as what is it, Pacific Daily News? That's a waste of $1 for a paper for me because they don't cover really. I mean, maybe a couple stories is local, but the paper is full of all.
You know that used to be the #1 newspaper here on Guam, right?
That's a shame.
They also no, I'm not kidding.
I know, I
ask
believe
Troy.
you. It's a shame.
Give me the story.
The one thing that really bothered me about PDN was there was this accident right in front of here. There was a guy who was drunk driving and he hit the bus stop, and his name was
Rindradi's friend.
Rindradi's, the lady who runs PDN, her best friend,
Oh.
James something, I forget. And that man was drunk off everyone. They world starred him.
My
Okay, they videoed him. The guy didn't even realize he crashed.
For real?
No,
He
I'm
just
not.
got
I'm
out
not
like,
even.
whoa.
I'm not even kidding. This was all caught on tape, and they never ran. There was someone even in the bus stop. The bus stop he ran into.
And they didn't run the
wow.
story?
No, beautiful car. I think it was a Volvo, and PDN did not run the story.
Typical.
Really? Don't they
That's
usually
typical
report
Guam
all the
They
stuff.
bad
didn't
stuff?
because
What's her friend?
He just came from a ball, one of those hoity-toity
Oh,
balls,
yeah.
like
where the booze is flowing.
yes, yes. And they didn't run it. So, right there, I believe we were in the old office, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
drunk driving.
And you wouldn't cover it.
Yeah, they didn't cover it because that's her best friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, shame on you. Another reason not to like.
Okay, I gave you guys this Committee on Rules issues session update.
Yes.
So this is out of Senator Regine Bisco-Lee's office, and she says that session will resume tomorrow, Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020 at 10 a.m. in the Committee of the Whole. Oh wait, go back to the governor. Can you cast to my screen, Cello? I want to show. So when you apply for this pandemic unemployment assistance program stuff, at the end of your claim, you receive a little note, and it says, you've successfully filed your pandemic unemployment insurance claim. Thank you for your patience as we work to develop the Guam Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program as quickly as possible. The PUA system is designed to ensure that you receive the maximum amount of federal assistance allowable based on the information you have provided. Leon Guerrero, governor of Guam.
Yeah.
And also, there is a letter that costs the government of Guam revenue and tax 50 cents to mail out. And it's her letting you know to thank her and the lieutenant governor for the EIP payments.
She's full of it. She is full.
You're
Why does she always
welcome.
gotta take?
So no,
Take credit for everything.
that's her campaigning at the cost of us taxpayers.
And not only spending that 50 cents, couldn't they have put that letter with the check?
Imagine 60,000
geez.
checks
Yeah.
times 50 cents.
30,000.
It's ridiculous.
Waste.
Yeah.
That money could have went to something else to
Yeah,
help
it could-
feed our people, maybe.
Yeah. So I just her campaigning is in full swing.
She's got no chance.
Yeah.
It'll snow in hell before I.
You know, I'm this lady, she's just
Out of her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I second that.
She could have mailed it with the check.
She's
Unless they just thought about it, like, oh,
she's
we
a
need
real
to send
piece
this
of
check
work.
out.
You know, okay. I loathe her about as much as I loathe Nancy Pelosi. She's also another piece of shit.
yes, there
Her
she
and
is.
her politics, they kind of look alike. I don't know. Well, that picture, it just. Her teeth are gonna fall out. Because the lies coming out of her mouth. There it is.
Lie.
Because she lies all the time.
Okay, let me go to YouTube. I want to see what our comments are.
We could look at the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buenos on half a day to the 54 viewers on YouTube.
Thank you
Welcome
guys so much.
to Just Moss.
You know, this is how Kandit started.
For real?
Yeah,
YouTube?
yeah. No, we did
Oh,
we did
like small
Facebook, but
guys?
small. You know, we had to build
And look how
our
you guys have grown. Your fan base has
yes,
grown.
yes. So let's see what we got
We
here.
did Facebook, but
small. See, it's
There's a little lag, that's all.
where's the comments, Cello?
Hit live chat.
Where's that?
Oh, you need to be signed in, bro.
Oh, I'm doing that right.
I'm signed
now.
in under Troy.
Oh, okay, so scroll up.
Check your calendar.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
John JC Sanchez, go Spurs, go, says Buenas Candid fam. Hi, John. Photograph ER, is that you?
I don't know.
Oh, that's someone else?
Oh, no.
Says Buenas. And he asked, new show? Yes, this is a new show. We are trying to figure it out. We want this to be another a leg of Candid. And that's just an uncut, raw version of questions and answers and cussing and, you know,
Real.
the real stuff. And then the rest. DM Fanban says Golden for sure. If you guys could share, make sure you sign up to follow Kandit on YouTube. I haven't really figured out how this works, but if you can share it, sign up. Subscribe. There we go.
Subscribe, because I just did it.
Okay.
And turn on your notifications so that way you can always stay up to par when we go live.
Yeah. You'll get a notification that Kandit's live. Items currently in discussion, and this is the Committee on Rules.
Yeah.
Anytime a bill's gonna hit the floor, it has to go through this committee. Bill number 1, or the first thing that is currently in discussion is Bill number 255-35. Let me pull that up. I thought I did that already. No. Bill 255-35. And this bill is Tina Munoz Barnes and Jose. Oh no, let's go
Yeah,
with
I was like, I thought we were going to
yeah.
do
Let's
Bill
go to
71.
Bill 71-35. That's by James Moylan.
Senator Moylan, how you doing? Doing great things for the people.
Yes,
Is
I love
Senator
Jim.
Moylan
Me
on?
too. You get my vote.
He's on.
71? No.
No, we're gonna talk about his bill first. That's on the agenda. These are the things. While we are in an epidemic, we are in a pandemic.
Yep. We're starving.
I don't know about
Are
epidemic.
people
Okay, cancel
starving?
that.
We're in a severe recession.
Yeah. While people are starving, The checks are trickling out.
Yes.
These are the things our legislature is,
Concerned about.
yeah. And Kelly Marsh's bill is still on there.
Is it seriously?
Yeah, it's on the back page. Her
Ay,
fire, she wants the fire department to do things that, yeah.
Take
like
away
they
from
don't have
nature.
enough to do already.
Yeah. You know,
And is it not important
they're
right now?
underfunded for one, and now you want them to go out and map out the trails.
Yeah, when already it's done, there's books written.
You
Kelly.
lost your mind.
Maybe she wants to make, maybe she's doing this for someone to make money.
Probably
Oh,
have
maybe.
someone
You
sit
know what I
outside the
mean?
trail and charge them.
Something. There's something
Because it
behind
doesn't
this.
make sense. I
Yeah.
mean, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And everything she's put forward
If it walks
to
like
be
a
addressed.
quack, I mean, walks like a duck,
Looks like a duck.
it's a
Quacks
duck,
like a
right?
duck.
Quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah, she's a lunatic.
Okay, this is bill number 71-35, an act to amend subsection blah blah blah, all to chapter 5 of Title 16 Guam Code annotated, relative to the size, weight, and load limitations and restrictions of certain vehicles. So, as we go down into
you
this
see the
bill,
comments?
it establishes size, weight, and load limitations for certain vehicles. While it certainly achieved the objectives of assuring the long-term sustainability of our roads, it also impacted the cost of goods entering our island. So it is important to have such ways and measures in place to assure that the wear and tear of our roads
Yeah.
are not expeditiously ruined by overweight vehicles.
Look at-
However, a balance also has to be achieved to reassure the cost of the everyday goods are not increased at the cash registers because of additional shipping rates. Public Law 33-106 established a bridge formula, and you guys can read this. I want to go down to the changes, what he wants to add. A haul road highway, designated highways with a higher standard designed for the movement of heavier vehicles. The DPW director shall designate and publish a listing of these highways. So not all trucks can go through
Right.
every road.
Which is how it should. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because look at the conditions of our roads now as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the potholes, as soon as they lay down new tar,
Yeah.
any kind.
But if you notice on our main Route 1, you notice that traffic lights, right when you're coming to the traffic light, there's bumps there.
Yeah.
Right? And that's because of the heavy loads that come in, so it's moving.
Yep.
It's moving the ground, you know? So I think, yeah, we
That's
do.
that's a
And I
good-
believe we receive a lot of money from the federal government. I'm not sure, I have to ask Troy. Yearly, if not yearly, maybe every 5 years, millions of dollars to make sure our roads are up to par.
And look at them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look at them. If you drive around here, you know, you buy new tires every year, once a year. I have to buy a new set of tires once a year.
Yeah. So this bill's important because of cost for groceries, making sure that, you know, everything lines up
Yeah.
when it comes from the seaport and then into the stores, making sure that they don't inflate the costs of shipping. And I believe this is what that bill does. These types of equipment utilize tires and have DOT approved lighting and safety devices, of course. Non-commerce vehicle, well, drilling rigs, concrete pumps, cranes, boom trucks, and bucket trucks that do not carry cargo are not required to conform to axle load requirements while on Guam highways. So this is James Moylan's bill. I believe this is for there's a bigger picture here. I'm excited where this bill, when you add more bills into it, there's something coming.
Yeah.
You know.
I believe in James Moylan.
Well, I'm glad that one bill of his made it to the floor.
Finally.
You know? Poor guy always fights for us.
Yeah.
The next bill, we already talked about Kelly Marsh's bill yesterday. What a stupid bill. Get it off. There's
Gotta
something.
go.
There's something. Either
I'm sure
she's
there was
kissing
more bills.
her nose is brown or someone's nose is brown. There's something. Kelly did something for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know what the relationship is, but something is wrong. I don't know who is feeding her information or what's driving
Majority
her.
Leader,
Because this is the second stupid bill
bill
in this freaking pandemic.
And my whole thing with Kelly is, she, first of all, you on your way in, you have a position, you should use your platform to help make change. And the only thing she has changed is
Her clothes.
the color of her mask.
No, it always matches,
She
bro.
totally I know. She
got time on her hands.
I wish she had the thought process into what the bills get passed here.
I
in
wish
Guam
her
that she
clothes
puts into her
matched
clothing.
her freaking bills that she's trying to pass.
I don't know. Maybe she thinks these are important to her. I don't.
Then she's not talking to the people of
Right?
Guam.
No,
I'm
she's
just
really
saying.
not.
I'm just saying.
Well, don't make excuses
Her
for
thought-
stupid. Okay. So the next on the agenda is bill number 214-35. This is a great
This is
bill.
a good
Yeah.
one.
It's
This is
a
a
long
good one.
overdue bill. We always expect bills that come from Mary Torres to be well thought
Phenomenal.
through.
Yeah.
What's the effects? She just doesn't make up a bill
No.
and not fund it.
Yeah.
And then, her thought process, she's a very smart lady,
She is.
very humble lady, very
I'll go for her again. There she is.
What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Very
Humble?
no, not humble.
Shrink.
No. What is it, Troy? Down to earth. There's another one. Maybe articulate.
Articulate.
When she speaks to people with respect.
Yeah.
And she thinks of. She just doesn't sign something
She thinks it out before
before it's done.
brings
So
it to-
let's read what that bill is. Okay, it is bill number 214-35. I know
This
I
is
had
a
it.
You
good
should,
bill.
yeah, you should read it.
The whole thing.
No,
Well,
you don't
no,
have to
you
read
don't
the
have to
whole
read
thing.
it.
Just
Okay.
then we'll summarize it.
Okay. Where do I start? Number 2, line 2.
Right here, I'd start at
Line
line
two?
2, and then we'll
Okay.
go over what it entails.
The legislation of Guam finds that acts of family violence, sexual assault, and stalking remain significant problems on Guam, with a devastating impact to individual victims, their families, and the entire island community. The legislation of Guam finds that family violence was the second highest offense charged overall in the Superior Court of Guam in 2018, and that the 377 cases of family violence were filed by the Prosecution Division of the Office of the Attorney General in fiscal year 2018 alone. The legislature further finds that Guam has the second highest number of sexual assaults per capita in the nation, with 64 reported rapes per 100,000 people. National Organization of Asians and Pacific Islanders Ending Sexual Violence. Additionally, the legislature finds that 61% of female victims and 44% of male victims are stalked by someone who has been an intimate partner in their lives. The legislature finds that it is legitimate government interest to address obstacles that victims of violence may face in accessing and maintaining safe housing. The legislature recognizes that victims may be trapped in an abusive relationship or forced to stay in an unsafe living environment due to the terms of the residential lease agreement. Without access to safe housing, these victims are more likely to remain in or return to abusive or dangerous situations. Moreover, the legislature recognizes that these individuals risk being re-victimized if other landlords refuse to enter into a lease agreement with them because of their history as a victim. While the legislature acknowledges that most landlords would do what they can for victims of family violence, the legislature finds that many states are, nonetheless, in the process of adopting or amending clear legal protections for victims of these crimes. The legislature finds that since 2010, there has been a major increase in state and local jurisdictions enacting and implementing a variety of housing protections for victims of violence. Currently, 27 states have early lease termination laws for survivors, while 24 states and localities have eviction defense laws for survivors. Moreover, 44 states and localities have laws pertaining to confidentiality of housing records and documentation of victims. By this act, the legislature therefore intends to increase safe housing for victims of family violence, sexual assault, and stalking by providing early termination of a residential lease agreement, as well as protection against discrimination, retaliation, eviction, and disclosure. What else?
I can take over.
Okay.
Okay, a new Article 5 is hereby added to Title 21 of Guam Code. So this is the changes she wants to add, or she wants to make, okay? She wants to add these subsections: early termination of rental agreement, protection against eviction and liability, discrimination and retaliation against tenant prohibited, disclosures prohibited, false notice and protection of action taken in good faith. This bill, so let's say me and my partner get into it and we're renting. And there's a big fight, the cops come, maybe someone gets really hurt, the ambulance comes, it's a big thing.
Right.
And my landlord, they end up taking my partner to jail or me to jail. Whoever goes to jail, right? Because there has to be a victim. The landlord says, I don't want you here anymore. I'm tired of
You've got too many problems.
Yeah. So this bill protects them from that.
I think
Okay?
that's excellent.
Now, if
The victim
the
feels like
victim
leaving.
feels like leaving because she's being stalked,
Yeah.
you can't just use it as an excuse. You
Right.
got to show proof, right?
Right.
You got to file a police report, have
Here's
whatever.
my paperwork. Here's my letter in writing.
This also protects them to end the lease early
without penalties.
without penalties.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if a lot of women know this, but if you are a victim of family violence, usually we feel like we don't have anywhere to
Yeah.
go, right? Most of us stay in that relationship because
Yeah,
we
they
feel
do.
like we don't have anywhere to go.
You feel trapped.
There is a government program. It's called. It's in Jigo, or I don't know where. It's not Guma San Jose. What is it called?
Gosh, because they were gonna send me there.
Yeah, it's a home. It's a homeless shelter for victims, right, of women.
Oh, that's
You can
good to
bring your
know.
child, and they get you into housing within 30 days.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that they have that.
It's a shame.
Yeah, they whether it be government housing, they find a way for you. But there's a safe place that you can go, and it is, I forget what it's called. I
Yeah, me
promise
too.
I will get all of that information and we'll put it out because people need
People need
to know.
Women need to know that.
Yeah,
That they do. There is a way out. You do have a place to go.
Yeah.
You're not trapped or stuck, and you don't have to stay living the
If
same.
you just go
this
talk to
way.
a counselor, they have the resources to help you. I forgot the name of the place too.
But some women
Yeah,
are
usually.
afraid to.
Yeah,
Alley
usually.
shelter?
Alley shelter.
Alley shelter,
There we
that's
go.
it.
That is
Nice.
it. Thank you so much. Some women, they can't just go to a counselor because they don't drive, or
Or you live with a controlling person who has to know where you're going, what you're doing, who you're talking to.
So a lot of women don't leave because of that.
I think this is a great bill.
Vero, Healing Hearts, and Alley
Oh,
Shelter.
nice.
Yeah. So if you are, so this bill that Senator Torres is, she just wants to add things on. So what else does this protect? Protection against eviction and liability, right? We talked about that. Discrimination and retaliation against tenant prohibited. A landlord shall not terminate a lease, refuse to renew a lease, refuse to enter into a lease, or retaliate against a tenant solely because a tenant, an applicant, or an individual who is a member of the tenant's or applicant's household is the victim of family violence, sexual assault, or stalking.
This next one's good too.
A landlord shall not refuse to enter into a lease with an applicant or retaliate against a tenant solely because the tenant, the applicant, or individual who is a member of the tenant's or application's household has terminated a residential rental or lease agreement under subsection 48501 of this act. And that means because they ended their lease early
Yeah.
prior. Disclosure prohibited. A landlord shall not disclose any information provided by a tenant under this act to a third party unless the disclosure satisfies any of the following. The tenant consents in writing to the disclosure, or the disclosure is required by law or order of the court. So only by court. You know, you have to go and get, I forget what it's called when you go to Superior Court and have, what is that called? A subpoena, or to let them know. You can't tell anyone.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
A landlord's communication to the third party that provided evidence under subsection 48501B to verify the contents of that documentation is not disclosure for purposes of this section. False notice and protection of action taken in good faith. If a tenant knowingly submits false notice or accompanying documentation to a landlord as evidence to be released from the residential rental or lease agreement under this act, the landlord may recover an amount equal to 3 months periodic rent or threefold actual damages, whichever is greater, plus costs and reasonable attorney fees. So if I lie,
Yeah. You are
Yeah.
gonna have to pay that
you're responsible for that.
threefold.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? You should, because how dare you lie about something that's so serious like that? You know, just because you don't want to live
Well,
there
then
any
it
longer.
happens.
I don't care what happens.
It happens. I've been witness firsthand of someone accusing somebody of family violence, and it did not happen. The person went to jail. Okay, he went to jail. He had to fight it. He said he didn't do it. He wants to go to court, and then the girl didn't show up.
Oh my God.
So we don't even have a law that says if you make a false,
Right.
you know,
There's no
nothing protecting.
backlash. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is women out there that are sick, even men, you know,
And like,
that
you
will
know,
do that.
when I was in court, every case that was seen before his, they asked, do we want to keep the court violation of, what is it called? Conditions of release. Do they still want to make contact and stuff like that? And all the victims wanted contact. And then I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck? And so when it got to me, the judge didn't know, the prosecutor didn't know, his attorney didn't know, so they knew I was there, and they asked me, and I'm like, no contact. I mean,
Yeah,
But you know, that's such a common thing here.
it is very.
It's
common.
a very common thing here. So they don't, you know, when you go to court, it's like they're so used to seeing it, they lack empathy,
Yeah.
you know, for the victim. And that's awful. Some of these judges got to go too.
You gotta
True.
vote them in.
Yeah. they
because,
got
you
to
know,
go.
I mean, you know, they let these people go in the meantime, you know, and for the ones that are really victims, I mean, I've reported him 3 or 4 times, and they just keep letting him go. And I mean, I'm like, the last thing was in March. He lives in the South Side, and he wants to get a job right by my house.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what happened was, I was coming out on the main road in Manila, and I'm at the traffic light waiting to turn, and he slowly drives in front of me. And of course, I have to go the same way he goes, because that's the direction to my job. And so I'm like, okay, well, I guess, you know, he pulls into this one area, shopping area, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess he's seeing someone there, you know. I come back from work, and he has a freaking sign on his car, and I'm like,
He works there.
he works there. So I call my family violence person, and I'm like, freaking out. I'm like, I know it's more than 1,000 feet, but it's right on the next street, just right there by my house. And I'm freaking out. And she goes, call his PO. And I'm like, he's not going to do nothing. He's never done anything yet. So she goes, call his supervisor. So I get the number to the supervisor.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to make contact. That's not what is supposed to happen. I'll tell you right now. You cannot, when you have a stay away order, even you as the victim
'Cause
cannot get a hold of
you
anybody
violated,
by third party.
I can't report it.
You can report it only to his probation officer and to the court.
Well, his probation officer never does anything. So I talked to the probation officer's supervisor.
And they told you to call his work?
No. So the supervisor said, okay, don't worry, we can help you. And I go, because I was freaking out because I knew it was more than 1,000 feet. He goes, no, we could help you because it's in your area. So the supervisor did get explained to him why he's being transferred because they called his place of employment. And the knucklehead didn't think when they transferred him, he goes, no, I can't work here because it's by my job. Like on the same street, not even half a mile. And when I went in to see the PO, they told me what location he was at. And I'm like, and he goes, why, where do you work? And
Don't they have that information already?
they said that they don't need to know where he works.
Yeah, well, the probation
And-
officer, the probation office honestly
And so,
needs
so,
a rebranding.
so, you know, I mean, it's like, why? Why does he have to get a job by my work, you know? And it just freaks me out. And because the last time he had showed up to my work, he's like, I see you every day. I see you every day. And
That's
I'm like,
scary.
I don't,
yeah.
I don't, you know,
These people
I
don't care.
look
They
for
don't
him.
care. They deal with you. They, you know, tell you what you need to hear. What, because they're getting paid right now. They're clocked in. At the end of the day, they get to go home to their safe house. You know, they don't have to deal with that kind of
So
stuff.
they did.
So
They
it doesn't
did.
matter to them.
They did move him again. I don't know if they moved him or he got fired or whatever, but this bill right here is a start
It's-
for
yeah.
victims that, you know, but
Put on Miss Mary.
there's more to come on this. On
Hopefully.
Yeah.
victims.
Yes.
More to come.
Our last bill
Mhm.
is bill number 255-35 is amended by the Committee of Public Accountability, Human Resources, and the Guam Buildup. Jose Pito Terlahi and Tina Rose Munya Barnes.
Which one is this one?
255-35. Let me find it. 255-35.
How do I get back to the main? Let me see.
It should be in another window
Mm-hmm.
because it opens in another screen. Did you find it?
No.
At the top, it's gonna have tabs.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see.
Yeah.
it.
An act to repeal and reenacts subsection 4301 and subsection 4302, both of Article 3, Chapter 4, Title 4, blah, blah, blah. Annotated to allow choice for subscribers that participate in the Government of Guam health insurance contract. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
this is, I believe this is their third or fourth time changing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Have you ever worked for the Government of Guam?
No.
Me
Have
neither. No.
Neither have I, but I know I've been in the insurance industry. I understand how it works and the negotiations that go in to getting health insurance for the Government of Guam and their retirees. Okay? This, the bill before this, remember I don't know if you guys recall, but when Governor Calvo was in office, they were only allowed one insurance provider.
Care. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Okay,
I
and it was
remember
called
that.
Select Care.
Mm-hmm.
So when Leon Guerrero got in, she changed it up. That they can have different, and she's the one that's gonna choose it.
Oh.
Okay.
Of course, the queen is.
In the middle of negotiations, this was a big deal.
I remember that.
Okay, the Government of Guam contract is one of the biggest contracts. You know, I think it is the biggest contract beside the feds, but the feds have their crap together. Okay, so in the middle of negotiations, the governor decides she gets to choose who's gonna. So she ends up choosing an insurance company called
Oh, it was off island, right?
no.
It was. it's on
Moylan's handles it, or Netcare. Aetna.
Edna. Yeah.
So
And
there-
that's expensive.
yes,
That's like
it
one
went
of
up.
the most expensive.
It's costing the Government of Guam and our taxpayers, us,
Mhm.
50% more than how the contract was stated prior.
Of course it does.
Okay, so let's see what this bill does. It authorized to enter contracts and reject proposals, blah blah blah. And right now the government of Guam they should be in negotiations, but we're not sure what's going on because and Take Care has a lawsuit in federal court because of them something about them when they turned in their bid, they got denied or something's happening there, okay? But right now it's happening in federal court, the Take Care issue. Because Take Care wasn't allowed to negotiate or propose because they weren't a provider of GRMC.
Oh, okay.
So there's this whole thing, it's a whole illegal scam to get them off so that somebody can run it. What is it called? The antitrust law.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So they want see how this bill
striked all that out.
she's striking that out because that's going to be removed from the bill. So the changes are so she's removing no government funds shall be authorized or expended on no contract and no contract shall be executed with any healthcare respondent provider for group insurance for all employees or separate groups of employees and foster children of government of Guam whose proposal does not represent the most economical and beneficial healthcare insurance proposal plan as defined of this article. So whatever they did to make the governor just this last round choose this, they want to remove it now. Because they fucked up.
Yeah, and they're always fucking up. Every time they make a move. Amendment to the amended to the amendment. Don't we have a drinking game? Oh, that's the recess game.
Yeah.
We need an amendment game, too.
The negotiating team, upon selection and review of the striking out single best available proposal by participating healthcare respondents, providers, which reflect striking out shall be the most economical and beneficial healthcare insurance proposal plan. They added S for government of Guam employees and retirees and foster children shall forward the best two. So now they're allowed two.
Yeah.
So this was just added in on the last bill.
And now they're taking it out.
They're taking it out because they the fuck. They screwed the government they screwed them this past year. Medications went up 200%.
Yeah.
Their out of pocket cost. It's crazy. It was like they didn't even think. So this past year, there's some people, some government Guam employees and retirees who couldn't get medicated because they couldn't afford it.
Sad.
Especially if you're retired and already living on a fixed income.
So I'm not sure who did this for her or what's going on with Tina, but I really feel like because
And the last bill, remember, Brim?
what
The last bill was written by whom?
by insurance people.
Oh, of course it was.
No, that was the MMA.
Oh, yeah,
Prim.
right, you're right.
And we will get to that. Huh? Oh, it was written by what's his face? Frank Capillo of Select Care. And guess what? They screwed him because they weren't allowed. They didn't take Select Care. Frank Capillo went and helped all this government people, the governor,
Get the bill.
Tina, and then he's the one that wrote the bill for them. And then
they didn't even
boom,
choose him.
yeah.
That just goes to show you how they do. Sure, yes, can you come help us? Let us put this together and we'll make sure we take care of you. And then when it's all said and done, they don't need you. They don't need you. You're not going to get nothing out of it. That's how GovGom works here. You know, they take, suck.
Yeah.
They suck.
So that's she's minusing stuff, not really adding things. Just
Yeah,
she
taking
just
it
added
out.
an S.
Yeah.
You know, whatever's underlined is adding. Whatever's crossed out is taking out. So yes, we need to follow this. Something's up again. Either that or they realized that they screwed
Messed up.
us up because they probably got screwed when they went to get treatment somewhere. And couldn't get treatment because they couldn't get the proper documents.
Serves them right though. That's called karma. When you can't go, you know,
but a lot of people
you got
are
other
suffering.
people all screwed. You know, they can't get the medication they need. Listen, I have family members who are on, you know, they're diabetics. They take insulin. You know, whether it's pill form or injection form. And it really says something when you cannot afford medication that is to sustain your life.
I agree.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, so that is our legislature for you. That is what it is. What
Way
they
to
are
go,
discussing.
Guam.
And also the voting file.
Oh,
The nomination of Robert C. Titano to serve as a member of the Civil Service Commission. The nomination of Dana A. Gutierrez to serve as judge of the Superior Court of Guam. The nomination of U.M. Dreama Asor. I don't know who that is. I've never
sounds
heard
like
this name.
Asor. My ass
Asor.
is sore.
To serve as a member of the Department of Parks and Recreation Commission. And the nomination of Rolando C. Zepeda to serve as a member of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency.
Now, keep in mind, these are all people that Lou chooses to represent and take these positions. And if you have been paying attention, she doesn't need any more people in any position.
Amen. Amen.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. She got to go. And everybody else who follows her, too, has to go. They're just drowning us. And they don't give a shit about us.
Yep.
We've been all feeding each other. We've been all holding each other down, taking care of each other. Not them. Lou comes out, waves her hand. Oh, I'm here. Oh, you guys set up a food distribution center? Let me come
She
and
don't
take
even
some
know if
pictures.
it's once a week, twice a week,
Let me come
once
take
a
some
month.
pictures.
I
Yeah.
guess. I think.
Do we have food distribution centers here? Do we have food pantries?
Yeah. Do we have food
She's
banks
such a
here?
moron. You sound stupid. So stupid.
You do.
She
You
does.
do.
Yeah, she totally sounds stupid. I can't even watch her daily press conferences because I get so enraged. It's all I can do not to bust up my own stuff because I want to punch her face. She sounds so dumb. You're dumb. I've seen rocks smarter than you, sis.
Okay. The roads are crazy.
Oh
guys.
my God, the traffic. Traffic's been crazy. That's because everybody's going to check the post office.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is up with the post office? It's been over a month now and the lines are crazy.
It's like Christmas time.
Even if it's 6 foot distancing, the lines are crazy and it's every day. So
People
what's
are
up?
waiting because they're desperate. I was
they getting
that
mail?
person
Food
desperately
mailed?
checking my mail every day because I wasn't getting any kind of communication feedback. So I was just waiting, going to check the mail for my dad, and I'm like, oh God, please let there be a tax
But
or
it's
some
not
stimulus in there.
just people checking their mail. The lines to go in to either mail stuff off or pick packages up and then the package pickup, both lines
Maybe
are crazy.
people are mailing out supplies
Food?
and food.
Maybe
yeah.
you're just going at the wrong
That's sad.
time.
Dude, it's all day.
Yeah, it's
all
all
day.
day. The Barragata, I
Well,
go to the Barragata
hey,
one.
I go to Jigo, and every time I pick up my mail and I get a yellow card, and it happened to me again today, that door is closed. The
Oh,
little
really?
window,
Yeah, to
and
go
it
pick
has
up your
that.
stuff?
It has that little clock there.
Yeah,
Come back at. I'm like
this time.
looking at the
No
time,
mail
like,
for you.
I'm like, what is this yellow card? What is in here?
Right? Better be
I
something
think I'm in
good.
trouble.
You can keep that. I never got it. Oh.
Is
What
there
else?
anything else? Besides, okay, how about anything else you want to discuss?
I don't know what.
Any world events? What about what's happening in the States? How about so I've been seeing a lot of things on.
Marcello,
Are you alright?
what did you say?
It matters when you drive a truck.
Oh.
Oh.
So yes, the protest, the burning.
I just saw Trump. They said so. People are putting a lot of comments up that I noticed on Facebook. Now it's us against the military. Yeah.
The military is supposed to be there to keep people
Well,
safe.
let me just tell you something. We wouldn't have to call out the military if y'all weren't burning down shops and stealing people's dreams like thieves in the night. That's called being an opportunist. And shame on you because you have taken away the message of what has happened to
And you need to remember
George
the
Floyd.
reason why we are allowed to live freely the way we do is because
of
of the
them.
military.
Yep.
Thank you for those who serve. God bless you, because you do give up the ultimate sacrifice.
Hey, you
Your
do,
freedom,
Pops.
your time, your family, you know? So yeah, thank you, God. God bless our military troops. But yeah, if you're one of those people who feels like it's okay to go and rob and steal some sneakers and stuff, you're a real asshole. And I think it's disgusting, because my son's mixed, you know, and I asked him today, you know, as it keeps playing out longer, you know, because you never know, kids change their mind, and I'm like, I want him to be a free thinker. I want him to grow up into his own. And I asked him today, I said, how do you feel about what's happening in the States? And he had this long pause, and he looked sad. He looked very sad.
It is sad. It's very
and
sad.
he said, I find it a shame. It's disgusting what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I said, I agree. I said, he said a man died, and granted, he should have died like that, you know, but burning down businesses, people's cars. You're saying people's cars on fire.
Did you see the lady shitting on the police car?
What are you doing?
Did you see that one?
Or just even, blocking the freeways and taking whatever and trying to smash people's windows in when people are in the cars.
Yeah.
And, to me, that was in San Jose, and that's like really close. Now it's in Modesto, which is even closer to my sister.
Did y'all see the
So I'm
video
like-
of the woman in the wheelchair and they were attacking her? Like, come on.
Did you guys see the sign that said whoever threw that tear gas, your mom's,
Your mama's a hoe.
And then there was a guy burning, burning the American flag.
Oh, I don't agree
yeah,
with that.
I didn't.
We need
see
to respect that.
Yeah, I don't condone that at all.
I don't.
I'm sorry. You live here. If you don't like it here, move. It's a simple fact. Go to Canada. I'm sure
So
Canada
let's-
right now is like, fuck that.
Let's talk
What
about.
did Canada say?
I want to know your views on. Do you feel there's racism here on Guam?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of racism here. I mean, not as us, but to like other Micronesian
Like-
brothers and sisters. There's
Like
plenty.
Chuukese people,
Yes, there's plenty of
Palauan
that.
people, Yappies.
I'm sorry,
The
Brown
outer
Li-
islands.
Yeah, brown lives matter here. You know.
Yeah.
Totally, and we all come from one. You know, that's how I feel about it. We all bleed the same color.
I've never, I grew up here. My classmates, I've never had to see color.
Yeah.
Not
neither,
here,
which is
not
why
born and
I was-
raised here.
I was so glad to move my son here because we don't see color here like that. And I was like, he can be normal. He could walk to the store with his friends without, becoming I fit the description, and I have really, it's been a joy raising him here. Except for like the stupid fake gang shit they got going on here. Like little dudes, you don't know what real gangbangers are like. This ain't the city. Go to Compton, claim that shit. They will never see you again.
Yeah.
And then, I do feel that there is racism towards other Micronesians, and some of these employers take advantage of them. They know they don't understand, so they're gonna
Skip them
gonna,
on their pay.
Say for example, my ex
Overuse them.
He had to take his mother to California because she had cancer. They told him he could only leave for 2 weeks. So the tickets were bought for only 2 weeks.
No, there's
And then-
FMLA.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I said, wait a minute. No, don't they practice FMLA? So I went to their work and I'm like, don't you guys practice FMLA? And they go, yes. I go, then how come you told him he could only go for 2 weeks? They were there for a couple months. And then
Good.
so there goes
Good
more
that we had
money.
you.
There goes more money to the plane ticket,
Yeah.
that they don't have. And so these employers, shame on you if you do these to these people that don't understand English,
Yeah.
don't understand the laws
They
and stuff
totally
here.
take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that we should look into.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't know how to say this, but I think our children, the discrimination against them on the workforce,
Yeah.
the discrimination everywhere. But I do think there is. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
But please don't take. Maybe it is bad for them.
Right.
But I don't. My kids have never went through that. I don't
No,
see
yeah.
that. But if there is, we would hope they would speak
Say
up,
something,
right?
yes.
But not. I want you guys to know, not all of us feel that way.
No.
You know. But I do want to say, on Guam, in Guam,
Yeah.
there is class,
Oh, definitely class.
discrimination
Yes.
on class.
Mhm. You're treated like a second-rate citizen if
Yes.
you're not driving a particular car. You're not hanging out with a certain particular clique or
Yes.
social circle. You know, and those people, you know who you are.
Yeah.
You ain't no better than me because when it if there is a great purge, you the first ones that are out.
Yeah. Do you agree that
What?
there is class here, like different classes?
I heard that, and you know, when I moved here, and then I heard like, you're high class. I'm like, what do you mean by that? You
Yeah.
know, and it doesn't matter what a person does as occupation. At least they're trying to live, and they have a job and doing the best that they can. And for me, it doesn't matter what a person does. Like in a relationship, it doesn't matter how much money they make or the color of their skin or stuff like that. But that was the first time I ever heard, like, you're high class, I'm low class, and I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I hear that a lot too. You know.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't fall into all that, you know. And I usually stay away from people like that because people like me, you know, like how I talk.
Yeah.
We don't hang out.
No, me, I'm just like,
Yeah,
you can
I
judge
don't
me
give a
all
fuck.
you
Yeah,
want.
you ain't paying nothing over here, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you got to say.
You do not hold the
Tell me
keys
to
to
my
heaven.
face. Tell me to my face how you really feel.
Because money, just because you have money doesn't mean that you're a good person, you know?
Yeah.
So, guys, our ideas for this show, and maybe you can either email us or even comment. If you have some ideas you want to share, if you want to be on the show with us,
Topics,
please
anything.
share. Or, let us know.
Call in.
I want to focus as well, and I want to focus on recovery on Guam.
Yeah, that's important.
I want to focus on the programs that they have to offer. I want to focus on the programs for actual, help, right?
Transitioning, especially.
But mainly transitioning.
Yeah.
What
That's
help is
important.
out there financially, so if you guys have ideas or know things that we could discuss that you guys would be interested
Please
in,
reach out.
please reach out to us. You can also email news@candidnews.com or johnny@candidnews.com. Just send it in, your ideas. If you want to be part of the show, that'll be great.
Call
please.
in, maybe?
Oh yeah,
Eventually?
eventually we're gonna work on the call in.
Yeah.
where you can call in
And ask questions,
Yeah.
And I think
voice
that'd
yourself.
be a little extra. Like we need that diversity,
Mhm.
because everybody is allowed to express their opinion.
Yeah.
and
and then you can call in if you don't want to show your face.
Yeah.
Because you can't. We get it.
Yeah,
get
we
don't
totally
want it
get it.
against
We don't want you to
know?
get blacklisted. God forbid.
So yes, I guess that's our
That's it.
show for
I think
tonight.
that
Yeah. So
Thank you.
Short and
as
sweet.
we iron out our kinks.
we're totally ironing.
Yeah. I don't iron. I spray water.
Yeah, me too. Or I just hang it like fresh out of the dryer so I don't have to deal with it.
No, I usually
I just don't
forget.
wear it if it's too wrinkled.
Okay.
If I don't want to
if you spray
iron.
it with a bottle of water,
it'll fall out.
yeah.
It does fall out.
You don't need to iron. I do not like to iron. I don't iron.
I don't iron.
Yeah.
It's Guam. It's hot, and I'm not wearing nothing that has to be ironed. Cotton, thanks.
Prim, are we missing anything?
No.
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
We need sponsors for our show.
Oh yes.
So if you are interested in sponsoring us,
Please contact us.
Please contact us. Please contact me at 797-7082, or you can contact Denise
488-4801.
or Sandra.
487-0624. WhatsApp me.
Sponsors meaning to get our information together for the show. If we need props, if we need a guest speaker, whatever.
Anything.
Pay our
Yeah.
portion of the rent. All of that
Yeah.
good stuff. Our snacks.
Right?
Yeah, our drinks.
Yep.
Because Troy's not on this one, but
Yeah.
he loves the snack.
Yeah, he does. And any of your ideas, we will take it, even if it's constructive criticism. If I take it constructively, then great. If I don't, then whatever. But
Agree to disagree.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree to disagree. So thank you so much for joining us on this YouTube page. Please share our site, subscribe, and like it.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's what
And
Subscribe, like, share, please.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
God bless.
Bye.